What's up everyone, I'm Callum on Toast, and in today's video I decided I'm going to be doing something a little bit different for my final few videos of the year. If you were to ask me how my 2021 was in terms of YouTube, I would probably think that it wasn't great. You know, obviously my channel has declined from what it was due to multiple factors, and certainly now it is nowhere near the heights that it used to be. But if I look back at 2021 as a whole, I will see that it's actually my best performing year on YouTube, and I was able to reach nearly 5.2 million views on YouTube just in the year 2021. So that's absolutely huge. And I decided instead of focusing on the negatives of this year, let's just look at the positives. And so I'm going to be showing you my top 10 most viewed videos on YouTube this year. This is actually going to be split into two videos. I'm going to have the first video, which is this one, which is going to be regular videos, and then the second video will be my top 10 most viewed shorts, just because they're different, they behave differently now, and so I might as well split them into two videos. And with that being said, let's just go into number 10. So my 10th most viewed video in 2021 and at 53.5k views is Fast Moves Only, No Shields Used versus Jesse and James. So this isn't from the most recent Jesse and James event, this is actually from the previous one, which was quite early in the year, and you're going to notice that they're using the exact same Pokemon, and that kind of just sums up Niantic. They just recycled old stuff, they didn't bother changing it whatsoever. That's kind of why my channel started to decline, is because it was just the same stuff that I was battling over and over again. But let's not worry about that for now. So here we're using a Rock Throw Probo Pass, and this Ekans is using a Poison type fast move, so we're taking absolutely no damage. Poison Fang, this was before the Poison Fang got the buff, where it would lower the opponent's defense. And then here this Stantler is running Zen Headbutt, so Obstagoon is the perfect counter to take it out, and we're able to take it out before it gets to the charge move there, so no shields used. Then against the Shadow Pinsir we're running Aerodactyl. It does resist the Fury Cutters, although you probably wouldn't know it looking at how much damage we took there. This Probo Pass is going to tank the Vice Grip because it double resists normal type moves, being Rock and Steel, and then these Rock Throws are doing quite a lot of damage to the Pinsir. Unfortunately it's going to take us out, but it doesn't really matter. We're waiting out the switch clock because we're not using any shields, so we kind of need to utilize switches in order to get the most out of the pauses. So here we're farming up a bit with the Dragonite, and then we switch into the Aerodactyl to take it out. And then this Grimer is running Mud Slap, so the Dragonite, although it's not dealing super effective damage, is going to take it out, and it resists the Mud Slap, so we take that. So my 9th most viewed video of 2021, and at 62k views, it's going to be Pangoro versus Giovanni. This is a Great League Pangoro. So this challenge, it took a lot of work to get this Pangoro. So firstly, I think you had to catch 30 dark type Pokemon whilst it was equipped as your buddy, which might not sound that difficult, but actually there were no dark types around during that time, so you basically had to do it from dark type grunts or battling against Sierra with Kavana, or maybe, I think it was Sierra with Kavana at the time. So yeah, it was super hard to just evolve it, and then also if you hatched it or you raided the Pancham, it would be way too high to fit into the Great League. So I had to do trades with low level friends in order to get a Pancham low enough to actually evolve under 1500 CP, and I think it took me about 30 trades to do. So yeah, even before I started this challenge, it took a lot of work. And now the actual challenge itself actually ended up being fairly easy for me. I think I got this in only a few tries. Once I got the Night Slash boost, I think I failed the first time because I undercharged slightly wrong, but here we undercharge okay, and we get a Snarl farm down. And at this point this Pangoro is double Night Slash boosted, so this Rock Slide is going to do huge damage, and it nearly one-shot the Shadow Shadow Moltres, and then here we undercharge and we still take it out. So at number 8 on this list, and at 65.6k views, we have one level 20 baby Pokemon versus Sierra. So if I'm going to be honest, this is probably one of my least impressive challenges, certainly on this list, but kind of in general. Munchlax is actually a very good, very strong baby Pokemon. And I think at the time I had a bit of a series going on with the baby Pokemon challenges. I think I did 3 versus Arlo, 2 versus Cliff, and so to round it off I did 1 level 20 baby Pokemon versus Sierra. So Munchlax is already at a pretty high CP here, and whilst Lick doesn't gain energy very fast, its bulk makes up for that, and we're able to tank quite a lot of pounds from this Drowsy. We lick it down here, and yeah, if you know Sharpedo or Shadow Sharpedo, then you know it doesn't have very much defense, so despite these licks being resisted, they're still adding up quite a bit, and the body slams are going to be able to take it out. And here we undercharge this one so that we can get a little bit of farm before we take it out, and then against the Alakazam it's running Confusion, so it's a very easy fast move to dodge. When I say dodge, I mean not take damage from it. Here we're not getting to the body slam, so we sacrifice that poor Shuckle, but yeah, maybe that Shuckle was the MVP for this team, and we're going to get to another body slam here, and we're easily going to take out the Alakazam. So that was number 8. So at number 7, and at 67k views, we have got one Great League Hitmonchan versus Giovanni. So you're going to see a pretty common theme here, and that's my Giovanni challenges often do pretty well, so there's quite a few of them on this list. I think this Giovanni challenge was the first time that Giovanni's Pokemon had actually been nerfed slightly, and that made a few other Pokemon possible to solo it, because I think before this video I think Scrafty was my only solo versus Giovanni, and that's because it was absolutely necessary to double resist the fast move damage from the Persian. But yeah, at this point it was a lot more straightforward, so we're just going to spam these power up punches against the Kangaskhan, throwing 3 counters between each move because that's the perfect timing against a 3-turn move. And then here we get the perfect farm down. We're actually up against a Shadow Articuno in this challenge, so Fire Punch is going to be super effective here. We could have also used Thunder Punch, but I think we were already rocking the Fire Punch from a previous challenge. And here we land the second Fire Punch. We don't make it to the third, so we go for the Power Up Punch, and fortunately the counter damage after this move will take it out. So at number 6 with 82.4k views, we have Shiny Baby Pokemon versus Cliff. Now these baby Pokemon were below 1000 CP, so not the usual level 20 baby Pokemon challenge that I normally do, but against Shadow Aerodactyl this is an extremely difficult challenge. This was actually one of my favourite challenges of the year. I think apart from the Magby, I had to do separate trades for both the Elekid and the Riolu because I actually didn't have either of those. So yeah, thank you to my local community for helping me out with this challenge. And yeah, you see Magby there, it's already gone down, but it did get both the shields from the Aerodactyl, which was what I needed. And now here we're going to see the Elekid go on absolute tear against this Aerodactyl, and then against the second Pokemon. I think I had a few attempts here where the Aerodactyl actually got an ancient power boost against me, and that was just really funny because it destroyed me. But here we get the perfect farm down against the Aerodactyl, and then we get an extra fast move in here, so we get 5, and then we're going to throw the Thunder Punch here against the Slowking, and here we're able to throw 3 fast moves between each Confusion. And Elekid is going on an absolute mad one here. And here we're going to get to the final Thunder Punch here, and we're going to let it take us out. And now the Slowking has the perfect health for us to get the farm down with the Riolu. And this Tyranitar is actually running Bite, so it's a little bit harder, but we have just barely enough energy to get to 2 more cross chops here. And we're going to get to the final cross chop, and with a couple more counters we're going to be able to take out the Tyranitar, and that's it. So at number 5, and with only 400 more views than the previous video, it's actually another baby challenge versus Cliff, this time using 2 level 20 baby Pokemon. So this is obviously not against the Shadow Aerodactyl, this was actually against the Shadow Omanyte, so significantly easier for us. And so here we're using the Riolu here, and you see we have it double moved, but we're actually not running the ideal charge move for either moves there. And that's because I didn't even realise that Riolu could learn Cross Chop at this point, but I was able to get this challenge done even just using Low Sweep, so yeah, that's not too bad. And here we're going to come in with the Mantike here. The Omanyte is using Mud Shot for the fast move, so it's doing absolutely no damage to us because we're a flying type. Unfortunately, they are going to Bubble Beam us here, but it's okay. What we're up against next is actually going to be double weak to water, and it's an Onix, and it's actually running Rock Throw as the fast move, so it's dealing super effective damage. But you can see already that despite us being a baby Pokemon and being like less than 700 CP, we're actually tanking these Rock Throws quite well. And then here we have the perfect farm down on the Riolu, and this time the Tyranitar is going to be running Iron Tail, so it's significantly easier for low CP Pokemon to take on Pokemon when they're running a 3-turn fast move, and that's because we can get 3 counters in between each charge move that we throw instead of 2. So we're able to gain more energy between each move, and we're going to get to the final Brick Break here, and we're going to take out the Tyranitar. So my 4th most viewed video this year at 90k views is going to be 250 CP Pokemon versus Arlo. You see there, we've got a Mega Abomasnow on my team, and now that actually was not necessary, but I don't think I had any Abomasnow at the time that went close to 250 CP, so I ended up Mega Evolving one. So here we have a Haunter. I think we actually tried this challenge quite a few times previously, and we failed because we ran out of time, because we initially tried to use a Dusclops in the lead, or no, maybe a Duskull, super bulky for that CP, but it just was taking so long to take out the Beldum, so we switched it up and we went for a Haunter, and that was significantly faster. Now here we get a few Powder Snows in before we switch into the Politoed here, and we get the perfect farm down here. And now do bear in mind, this was before the Weather Ball nerf because it's quite an old challenge video, so we're doing big damage with the Weather Ball. I say big damage, that did hardly anything to the Infernape here, but we're going to be able to spam this at an absolutely insane rate, and we're going to get to multiple charge moves here. We're just going to keep spamming those Weather Balls. Feels like we have almost infinite energy at this point. But yeah, this challenge certainly did fail a few times because I ran out of time, and you can see why. Although these Weather Balls are super spammy, they do take up quite a lot of time because they don't do that much damage. Now we're going to switch into the Mega Abomasnow, and now it's time for the Mega Abomasnow to shine. And we're up against a Dragon Tail Salamence, so this is going to be fairly easy from this point onwards. We're just going to be spamming those Weather Balls, like I said, before the Weather Ball nerf, so I don't think in this case it made any difference because we're still going to need 5 Weather Balls to take out the Salamence here. And I think here I only threw 2 because I was concerned about the time, but actually it was comfortable in the end. We have a little bit of lag at the end. So at number 3 on the list with 98.5k views, so very nearly 100k views, we've got 500 CP Pokemon versus Giovanni. So yet again, another Giovanni challenge, what a surprise. So here we're actually going to be running Scrafty and Scraggy, and you can see that this Scraggy isn't powered up to 500 CP, and that's because I actually didn't have enough candy to power it up. You see, I have quite a lot of different Scrafties made for various challenges at different CPs, and most of them are double moved. And so at the time of making this challenge, I had like almost no candies to actually power up that Scraggy. but it was barely just able to hold on, get to the acid spray, and that was the only reason I had it on the team, was because it was going to be able to get to an acid spray and lower the Persian's defense. And now at this point again, we're just going to be going for the acid sprays. You don't often see Scrafty use acid spray, but in this challenge it is very helpful to be running acid spray. And here I'm just going to let the Scrafty go down because it's done its job. And here Vespiquen is going to sweep this lineup. So you see here the Kangaskhan is running Mud Slap because Vespiquen is a bug and flying type. The flying type double resists ground type moves and the bug type resists, so we actually triple resist. And each time we throw a Fell Stinger, we're increasing our attack by 1 stage until the 4th one, where we will be fully attack boosted and have double the regular attack stat. And here we're going to be able to farm down the Kangaskhan, and we're actually up against a Shadow Mewtwo this time, and Confusion is going to be super easy to dodge with Fury Cutter. And these X-Scissors actually do quite a lot of damage now that we've boosted our attack by 4 stages. They are super effective against the Mewtwo, and this challenge was pretty comfortable from this point onwards because we just have so much energy from the Kangaskhan, and we're going to be able to take out the Mewtwo here. At number 2 on the list with 145.4k views, so now very nearly 150k, we've got a 398 CP Smeargle versus Sierra. So we're up against a Shadow Kavana, and actually did multiple challenges with Smeargle. I was able to take out all 3 leaders with a Smeargle below 400 CP, but one of them in particular did really well for me, and that's this one. So here we're using a Smeargle with Lock On and Flying Press. So at the moment Flying Press can only be learnt by Pikachu Libre, which is the reward once you hit the highest level or legend rank in GBL. So obviously Pikachu doesn't learn Lock On, but if you were to photobomb a Porygon Z or a Porygon 2 with Lock On, and if it was a Shadow then it would have Frustration, or if it's a Purified and it had Return as the first charge move, then you'd actually be able to get a random charge move in its place. So I did lots of photobombs until I got one with Flying Press, and then I just photobombed that Smeargle to get many copies of the Flying Press Smeargle. And yeah, I did this challenge quite a few times. Initially I tried it I think with 350 CP, and I just barely wasn't able to take out the Porygon. So I powered it up to nearly 400 CP, and at this point it was able to work, and I had just the perfect amount of energy to carry me throughout the whole battle, and you're going to see it's going to be down to the wire. This is one of my favourite challenges on this list, and I just love the Smeargle challenges. So here you see we're getting quite low on energy at this point. We're going to get to the Flying Press here, and we're still going to need one more Flying Press to take out the Houndoom, and there we actually lagged, but we just barely get it. So before we reveal the #1 most viewed video on my channel this year, I'm going to start off with an honourable mention, because this video was actually only 500 views less than the number 10 spot, and this video is actually probably one of my favourite challenges ever, and that's going to be 500 CP Pokemon versus Cliff. This was back when Cliff had Shadow Aerodactyl in the lead, so it was absolutely tearing through everything. So 500 CP to take on the Aerodactyl as well as the Cradily and the Tyranitar was absolutely insane, and I put a lot of prior work into this challenge before I was finally able to pull it off. So I would definitely recommend you go watch it, but unfortunately it didn't quite make the top 10 list. And now finally, my most viewed video this year with 200.6k views. It's 300 CP Trico family versus Cliff. So probably besides my Christmas event costume themed challenges, this is probably my favourite themed challenge that I've ever done. And yeah, I really liked it. The Trico unfortunately is the worst of the three because it doesn't really have a spammy charge move. It has Grass Knot, I think it has Energy Ball as well, but those are 50 and 55 energy moves. And it does have Bullet Seed, which is very good at generating energy, but it doesn't get to the moves quick enough. But with the Sceptile and the Grovyle, we have 35 energy moves, and not just any 35 energy moves, but the best 35 energy charge move in the game, which is Leaf Blade. It does 70 damage, so it's got a 2 DPE damage per energy, which is absolutely insane for a 35 energy move. And you see here we're running Bullet Seed on the Grovyle, and that's because that's its best fast move, but we're actually running Fury Cutter on the Sceptile, and that's just because the one turn move gives it a little bit more freedom, which I needed in order to sort of manage my energy perfectly in this matchup. You see here we perfectly farmed down the Onyx, and now we're just going to be spamming Leaf Blades against this Tyranitar. That's right, we're using 300 CP Pokemon to take out a Tyranitar, and we're not even using fighting type moves, which are double super effective. We're just spamming those Leaf Blades, and you see we're getting to them super quickly. I think at this point we are going to switch out into the Sceptile after this Leaf Blade, but we've already taken it into the yellow, and you see this Sceptile is absolutely loaded with energy, and despite being only 300 CP, we're going to be able to comfortably take out the Tyranitar here. And that's gonna be the final Leaf Blade to take out the Tyranitar, and that's it, my #1 most viewed video this year. So there you have it, that was my top 10 most viewed videos that were posted in the year 2021, but technically they weren't my most viewed videos in the year 2021, because I actually had a few videos that did perform very well this year despite being posted last year in 2020. So I'm just going to quickly tell you about those videos that performed really well. So technically my most viewed video this year was actually a video posted last year, and that was beating Giovanni with Pokemon below 800 CP. This is my most viewed video ever, and it managed to get over 300k views in this past year, and overall it's actually got over 1 million views now, so that's absolutely crazy to me to hit a milestone of 1 million views on a YouTube video. Like, I just don't know what to say about that. That's just insane. And yeah, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video now. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a comment letting me know what was your favourite video on this list. And with that being said, I'm going to see you in tomorrow's video when I talk about my top 10 most viewed shorts this year. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.